Okay, so just standing really casually, and then any, movements that feel nice. You can bounce, you can shake a leg, shake an arm, roll the shoulders, whatever feels good. And then maybe taking a couple deep breaths. And maybe closing the eyes. All right, and then let yourself just kind of settle down into a still place. And then once you find some stillness, just feel the movement of the breath. And then let's be, extra patient with the breath today. And we'll explore really following the breath until the very end of the breath. So I think maybe you can relate that maybe we tend to, not go all the way to the end with our attention, but we either stop short or we kind of rush to it. We kind of fill up too fast just to get there, or we empty all the way just to get there. So just like everything else, it doesn't really matter a whole lot if there's a full breath. But what really matters is if you pay attention to the full breath and then just do it mindfully. So we're trying to become mindful bodies instead of mindless bodies. Alright, cool. So just feeling the breath for a few more rounds. All the way to the peak of the inhale, and then all the way to the valley of the exhale. I'm gonna get 2 more breaths here. Maybe feeling the heart beating as well. And then just getting kind of a first glimpse of how the body really feels today. Okay, great. And then go ahead and open the eyes, and then just shake a leg a couple times. Loosen up the knee and the foot. Okay, and then both feet planted, hips distance or wider, and then let's shake it out. So shake the arms, let the arms get really noodly, and start to bend and straighten the knees. And then let's just start to loosen up the whole body. All right, so deep breaths and long exhales, maybe through the mouth. There you go, good. And then just keep breathing. All right, if you want to, you can close the eyes. And see if you can start to feel, different parts of your body just kind of like dislodge, and then just, start to move and shake. All right, so maybe you feel it in your lower back. Maybe you feel it in your lower belly. Maybe it's in the ankles. Maybe it's in the shoulders and the neck as the head starts to loosen up. So I'll just kind of let you go, kind of freestyle here. So just breathing and just feeling the body, letting the body loosen up. There you go, good. A few more breaths. And so, just the, the learning how to relax the body is useful for anything. But the body performs better when it's relaxed. And you can do like really intense stuff when your body is, relaxed. Obviously not like you're kicking back, but you know what I mean. Just on a scale of tense, nervous, to calm and cool. All right, one more deep breath. Okay, and then go ahead and just pause. And we'll just stand for a few moments, eyes closed. And then just feel your body. So we just shook a lot of stuff up. So just kind of feel the after effects of it. See what else you can feel in your body. Maybe you're more aware of your body now. Alright, great. Alright, so we'll do a little twist. So we'll do it a little bit differently today. So we'll have the arms out like this, just kind of like, floating out here. And we'll pretend like the fingertips are grazing the top of like a really calm lake water. Okay, knees bent a little bit. And they'll just start to twist. Okay, so we usually do this with the arms totally relaxed. So the arms will be a little bit tense. I mean that we'll be using the arms a little bit. But see if you could just feel like you're, again, just grazing, skimming the top of water with your fingertips. And if you want, you can lift a heel as you turn away from it, if that feels better on your knees. Organize. And then deep breaths. Continuing to lengthen the exhale. And maybe, long exhales out through the mouth. Good. 2 more breaths. All right. Gently and slowly working with the body. Okay. And let's come back to the center. And then just one more time, let's pause. And again, just notice the effects. Notice what you can feel in your body. Alright, cool. And then let's come to mountain pose at the top of the mat. Now we'll go through some sun salutations. So as you inhale, reach the arms up. Right, ground the feet, look up, maybe stretch back. And as you exhale, fold forward. Hands touch down, soften the knees, relax the neck. And then inhale, come to a flat back. And try and keep the knees a little bent as you do that. And as you exhale, let's go back to down dog. Now, so just an exhale here, lift the hips, squeeze the belly in. And then inhale, come forward to plank pose. Right, really lengthen the arms, nice big breath. And as you exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Right, knees can lower down too if you want. And then inhale, lift up to a cobra. Right, pull the chest forward, lift the chest up. And as you exhale, lower down. And let's go back through child's pose. And then when you're ready, up to down dog. All right, nice job. So in down dog, we'll take about 5 breaths. Right, first down dog. This will give you a chance to move around. So any movements that feel nice for you. Right. Maybe doing the movements a little bit slower. Maybe even doing the whole movement with a breath. So for example, if you always bend the knees, try and bend the knee throughout the whole inhale. And then straighten that knee with the whole exhale. Sometimes, if you're in a rush, they'll drive you crazy. But that's what this practice is for, right? To kind of drive us crazy as we're breaking old patterns. All right, so deep breaths. Let's take 2 more breaths, right? Moving or finding some stillness. Good, soft face, soft neck. All right, then as you inhale, let's lift up through the hips. All right, press the heels down, deepen the stretch. And as you exhale, bend the knees and walk or step up to your hands. And inhale, flat back, lengthen the spine, lengthen the back of the neck too. And as you exhale, fold. Right, relax the head. And as you inhale, lead with the arms, come all the way up to standing. All right, strong legs, reach up. And as you exhale, hands through prayer, back down to the floor, fold. Inhale to a flat back. And as you exhale, back to down dog. All right, squeeze the breath out, draw the belly in. And as you inhale, come forward, plank pose. Try and keep the belly in. All right, fill up the upper back with your breath. And exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Elbows in, strong core. And inhale, lift up to a cobra. And exhale, lower down. And then back through child's pose. And up to down dog when you're ready. There you go, nice. Alright, so we'll take a few deep breaths here. So just mindful movements, just paying attention to the movements. Paying attention to, if you're trying to perform or if you're trying to, prove something. Even though we're, by ourselves in our house, we still definitely find ways to do that. Compete with ourselves, whatever's going on. Let's see if you can just work with what you got. Alright, one more breath. Alright, then with your next inhale, lift up through the hips, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, bend the knees and walk or step up to your hands. Inhale to a flat back. And as you exhale, fold. Alright, inhale, lead with arms, come all the way up to standing. Like the breath is lifting you up and extending you. And as you exhale, fold. Alright, relax the neck. And inhale to a flat back. And as you exhale, back to down dog. Alright, last round here. Alright, exhale, belly in, strong arms. And then inhale, come forward to plank pose. Full breath. And as you exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Good. Inhale, lift up to a cobra. And as you exhale, lower down. And let's go back through child's pose. And then up to down dog. Alright, cool. Nice job. Alright, so 3 deep breaths here. Alright, so now when you're just, on your own in the pose or holding the pose and breathing, now really try and go to the ends of the breath. Alright, so just test your attention. See if you can stay with the breath all the way, right? Not rushing it. Alright, then with your next inhale, lift up through the hips. And as you exhale, bend the knees and walk or step up to your hands. And inhale to a flat back. And exhale, fold. Okay, let's take the feet apart about hips distance. And then put a little bend in the knees. Let's take the fingers around the elbows. And let's just kind of cool it down for a moment or two. All right, deep breaths here. And if you want to, you can sway side to side. If you want, you can bounce. If you want, you can sway and bounce. Good. Release the back of the neck. Okay, cool. And then from here, go ahead and release the hands. Now put a little bit more bend in the knees, and then let's hook the big toes with the peace sign fingers. And as you inhale, let's lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, fold. Alright, cool. So try keeping your knees bent at first, right? And just make sure that the feet are grounded. And then you can just kind of press the heels down and out, and then see if the hips want to lift at all. Right, not a requirement. And then as you pull up on your toes, use the biceps. Right, shoulders go up, and the crown of the head just relaxes towards the floor. Good, not forcing it. Let's take 2 deep breaths. Alright, good. Then with your next inhale, let's lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, release the grip, and then lift the toes, and let's slide the hands right underneath the fronts of the feet. So we'll do all these forward folds all in a row. All right, cool. So you can start with your knees bent. All right, so hands all the way under the feet, toes on the wrist crease. And then again, inhale, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, fold. All right, nice. So still enjoying all the effects of the forward fold in the body, and now just releasing the wrists and the hands too. That soft face, deep breath, smooth breath. Very nice. And again, if you need to back off a little bit, just back off. So not forcing it is also really important if we want to, last in the pose, last throughout the practice, even last in life. Let's take one more breath. All right, great. Then here, bend the knees and release the hands. All right, place the hands down on the floor, and then let's step back to plank pose. All right, cool. So the wrist just got a nice release, right? So spread the fingers, and see if you can press down through the whole hand, the whole palm. All right, just open up the hands too. All right, and then press the toes into the floor. See if you can tuck the tailbone, and then just lift the belly up. All right, now take the feet apart about hips distance, and then see if you can touch your left shoulder with the right hand. There you go, nice. All right, right hand down, and then left hand to the right shoulder. Feel how the core kind of shifts there. And then left hand down. All right, right hand, left shoulder, and then press into your right foot a little more. And if you want to, lift up your left toes. Just for a moment. All right, left foot down, right hand down. One more time. Left hand, right shoulder. Press into the left foot. And if you want, lift the right foot up just an inch or two. All right, right foot down, left hand down. Take an inhale and plank. And as you exhale, let's lower all the way down to the belly. All right, good. Inhale, lift up to a cobra. And as you exhale, let's lower down. All right, and then reach the arms straight out to the sides. And then let's nice and easily just raise the arms up, lift the chest up, and then lengthen the legs, and then raise the legs up. Okay, so deep breaths. And see if you could just make your body really spread apart. Right, so just extend. Don't worry so much about lifting at first. Right, just extending, creating space. And then as you breathe, if you feel like it, raise the arms up a little bit higher. Right, raise the back of the head a little bit higher. Raise the legs a little bit higher. All right, good. One deep breath. All right, good. And one last big breath in. Raise up a little bit higher if you want to. And as you exhale, hands back to cobra. Rest the legs. And let's press back to child's pose. All right, nice job. All right, so in child's pose, let's take about 5 breaths. Maybe it feels good just to rock from side to side. Maybe it feels good to, squeeze the hands into fists and just roll the wrists out. Whatever feels nice. 3 more breaths. All right, and then when you're ready, let's make our way back up to down dog. All right, so we'll take 5 breaths here too. And to really ground the hands. All right, strengthen the shoulders. Create some space between the shoulder blades, space in the back of the neck. And then the hands and feet are pressing down in an effort to lift the very tip of the tailbone up. There you go. And then 2 more breaths. Right, just feeling the breath move through the body. Alright, good. Then with your next inhale, let's lift the hips up nice and high. And as you exhale, bend the knees and walk or step up to your hands. Good. Inhale to a flat back. And as you exhale, let's step the right foot to the back of the mat. And then we'll spin the right heel down. And let's come up into Warrior One. Alright, so if you want, hands on the hips. And then just feel your stance. Alright, so left knee bends, same direction as your left toes. And then just press back through the right heel. Yeah, square the right hip as far forward as what feels reasonable for your body. And then tuck the tailbone, lift the chest. Alright, cool. And then just relax your arms down to your side. I'll move with the breath a few times. Also straighten your left knee. Alright, then as you inhale, let's bend the left knee and raise the arms up. Maybe take the gaze up as the hands go up. And as you exhale, straighten the left knee and just relax the arms back down by your side. Alright, 3 more. Inhale, bend the knee, reach the arms up. Good, a little back bend, push back through the right heel. And as you exhale, straighten the left knee and relax the arms. Okay, try 2 more with your own breath. And then same thing here. Right, go all the way to the end of the breath. Let the movement just follow. Okay, nice. And then once you finish, right, left knee straight, hands to the hips. Let's pivot the left foot in, and then pivot the right foot out, and we'll come into Warrior One on the right side. Okay, so adjust your stance here. Alright, so same kind of thing, right? Figure out the width, figure out the length. And as you bend the right knee, think about the right knee just pressing straight down through the heel into the floor. And then left leg extending back. Very nice. And the left foot also presses down too. So really grounding here. Alright, and then we'll straighten the right knee, relax the arms. And as you inhale, bend the right knee and reach the arms up. And as you exhale, straighten the knee and relax the arms down by your side. Okay, try 3 more with your own breath. And if you can, just allowing for the breath to initiate the movement and for the breath to finish the movement. There you go, good. So legs are nice and strong. Try and keep the upper body and the arms pretty graceful. Alright, then after your last one, right hands back to the hips, pivot the right foot in, pivot the left foot out, and then arms up, shoulder height. Now let's bend the left knee and come into Warrior Two. Alright, so maybe lengthening your stance here. Very good. And then same thing, right? Left knee, same direction as your left toes. And then you can press your left knee straight down into the heel. Right leg, same action. Good. Shoulders relaxed. Just spread through the fingertips. Alright, let's do it. I'll do a few dynamic movements here too. So as you inhale, straighten the left knee, touch the palms overhead. Right, tuck the chin, tailbone down. And as you exhale, bend the left knee, lower the arm shoulder height. Good. Inhale, straighten the knee, arms up. That's a really stretch up, ground the feet. And as you exhale, sink down. Sink that left hip down. Good. 2 more. Follow your own breath now. There you go. Nice job. The slower the movement, the more strength we're building. It's a little bit more of a challenge. Alright, cool. Then after your last inhale, bring the arms up. And then exhale, hands to prayer, hands to the hips. Pivot the left foot in, pivot the right foot out. Arms up shoulder height, bend the right knee, warrior 2. Okay, so adjust the stance. And then for me, as I find the feet and I really, press the feet into the floor, it really helps to create a lot of space and comfort in my lower back. So don't stick your butt way out. Don't try and totally tuck your butt away. But just, let there be that natural curve in your lower back, where your lower back feels comfortable, belly button in. And then as you inhale, straighten the right knee, touch the palms overhead, lift up through the crown, down through the tail, and as you exhale, bend the knee, back into warrior 2, strength on the exhale, and inhale, come on up. Alright, extension, space on the inhale, and then 3 more with your own breath. There you go, nice job, nice and fluid. Alright, with your last inhale, arms all the way up. And as you exhale, hands to prayer in front of the heart, hands to the hips. Pivot the right foot in. Okay, and then in preparation for Prasarita, so wide-legged forward fold. Alright, so legs nice and wide, heels a little bit wider than your toes, and then hands on the hips. Alright, so lift the chest, pull the elbows back, take a nice big breath in, maybe lean back, push the hips forward, and as you exhale, let's fold forward. Alright, lead with the chest. Good, and then bend the knees, once you're folding. And let's place the hands down to the floor. Alright, cool. And see if you can bring your palms on the floor so your toes and your fingers are in the same line. Hands about shoulders distance. And then if it's okay on your knees, let's inhale, bend the right knee. Just kind of lower the right hip. And as you exhale, straighten the knee, lift the hips. Inhale, bend the left knee. And exhale, straighten the knee. One more time each side. Inhale, bend the right knee. And exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend the left knee. And exhale, straighten. Alright, twice, both knees. Inhale, bend both knees. Good, so kind of like you're going down into a wide squat. And then exhale. Straighten both knees, lift the hips. All right, last one. Inhale, bend both knees. And exhale, straighten. Okay, now we'll hold for a few breaths. All right, so just make sure that the feet are evenly grounded, toes and heels. And then see if you can press your palms down. All right, and then pull the elbows in. And then just kind of like press your hands forward, right? So the crown of the head moves towards the floor, the chest moves between the legs. Relax the neck, and then move the shoulders up towards the hips. All right, 2 deep breaths. Alright, good. And with your next inhale, let's walk the hands forward and lengthen the spine. Alright, cool. So let's keep the legs just as they are, and then we'll walk the hands forward even more. We'll come into like a wide-legged down dog. Right, so keep walking the hands forward, and then keep the hips back. Right, so try and keep the hips in the same line as your heels. Right, so the lower body is not changing. We're just stretching the arms forward. Upper body's like in down dog. There you go, nice. And then just see how that feels on the back of your legs. See how that feels on your back. A nice stretch. There you go, nice. It's like down dog with less, pressure, less effort on your shoulders. All right, deep breath. All right, cool. Well, let's walk the hands back in. So the hands are just right under the shoulders. All right, spine lengthened. Now let's take the left hand just below the face. Take the right hand to your right hip. All right, cool. So inhale, lengthen the spine, tailbone and crown extending away. And then as you exhale, push into the left hand and let's twist over to the right. All right, nice. Now tendency is to drop the left hip. See if you can lift the left hip so the hips stay level. Good. And it'll seem like it's taking away from your twist, right? But it's actually adding to your twist. Alright, then if you want, you can take the right arm up. If you want, you can wrap the right arm behind the back. Take the fingers around your inner thigh. And then use that as a reminder to keep the left hip lifting. Okay, 2 breaths. All right, long spine. Don't rush the breath. All right, if your arm's wrapped, inhale, take the right arm up, open the chest. And as you exhale, right hand down, and then replace that left hand with the right hand. All right, left hand to your hip. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, start to twist over to the left. All right, great. Now again, see if the right hip dropped. All right, see if you can lift the right hip. Go nice. Relax the neck. And if you want to, all right, left hand up. If you want, wrap it behind the back. All right, cool. So both legs grounding. Right, the legs will help keep the hips square. And then really lift up out of the pose by pressing into your right palm. Right, and that'll help to lengthen the spine and open the chest. Right, 2 deep breaths. Just feeling the breath. All right, if your left hand is wrapped, unwrap, and then inhale, left arm up. And as you exhale, left hand down. Okay, now from here, let's heel toe the feet all the way together. Get all the way together, and then let's bend the knees, lift the heels, and come down into a toe stand. All right, cool, and give the knees a little break. Okay, so balancing on your toes, you can keep the fingers on the floor if you want, or you can take the hands to prayer. Good. Relax the shoulders. Good, nice. And then try and have the knees kind of go forward. All right, so you can just line up the shoulders right over the hips. Good. Soften the shoulders. All right, 2 deep breaths. If you want to, close the eyes. Good. Trust the breath. Okay, inhale, eyes open, arms up. And as you exhale, hands through prayer, down to the floor. Lift the hips, fold forward. All right, cool. Now let's take the feet all the way wide apart again. Okay, and then one more fold. All right, so go ahead and bend the knees. Now let's interlace the hands behind the back. All right, draw the shoulder blades together, and then reach the hands up, and then just have them fall overhead. All right, cool. Relax the neck. Really let the head dangle. Good, deep breaths. And then if it feels good, just lift the hips to deepen the stretch in your legs. There you go, nice. But maybe just try and focus on, staying with your breath, staying with the pose. And instead of forcing flexibility, see if you can just try to relax as the body opens up into the position. So just focus on relaxing. All right, one more breath. All right, cool. Hands to your lower back. And then hands back down to the floor. All right, now let's walk the hands over to the left foot. Pivot the left foot forward, spin up onto the right toes, and then let's step back to plank pose. All right, cool. And from plank, let's come on to the elbows and forearms. We'll come into forearm plank. All right, cool. So see if you can just wrap the fingers around the elbows for a moment, just to see that the elbows are step beneath the shoulders. You can take the hands to prayer if you want, or you can take the palms down to the floor. All right, cool. Now really push the floor away. I try and spread the shoulder blades apart. Good, and then press the toes down, squeeze the quads. Okay, now try and don't move your feet, but we'll just bend the knees as if you're trying to bring your knees towards your elbows, and then come way up onto your tippy toes. There you go, nice. And then press into your elbows a little bit more. Now, kind of weird. And then straighten the legs. All right, back to forearm plank. All right, cool. And then bend the knees way up on the tippy toes. And see if you can feel your core a little bit more here. Squeeze the core. And then straighten the legs. All right, go nice. Keep breathing. One more time. Bend the knees. Let the knees just hover above the floor. And then straighten the legs. Okay, cool. Knees down. And then back to child's pose. There you go, nice job. Sometimes just the little tiniest of a movement is different. It just changes everything. Okay, deep breaths. So sometimes you don't have to do a lot to change things up. Just have to do one little tiny thing different. All right, one more breath. All right, then when you're ready, let's come up to down dog. Okay, down dog, 3 deep breaths. Good, let the breath guide the body. All right, last breath. Okay, take a nice deep breath in, lift up the hips, and as you exhale, bend the knees, and walk or step up to your hands. Good. Inhale to a flat back, and as you exhale, fold. All right, inhale, lead with arms, come all the way up to standing, and as you exhale, hands to prayer. Good. Softly bow the head, eyes closed. And then just feel your heart beating, feel your breath. Just feel the body right here, right now. All right, then open the eyes, relax the arms down. Okay, let's do some balancing. So let's take the hands to the hips, and then shift the weight into the left foot. And as you inhale, lift up the right knee. All right, cool. So really ground your left leg, stand up a little taller, and then lift up the right knee. Nice. As you lift up the knee, use the core. All right, so lean forward. All right, now let's take the right peace fingers and then hook the big toe. Okay, cool. So the knees kind of out to the right, arms inside. So I'm gonna stand up nice and tall, okay? And notice that the chest is open, right? The back is not rounding. Inhale. And then as you exhale, just straighten the the right knee as best you can. Okay, cool. So, it doesn't matter how straight the knee is. I would just recommend not to round your spine in order to straighten your knee. So my knee is bent. All right, so right shoulder back. Good. Really stay grounded and lift. All right, one more deep breath. All right, cool. And then we'll just open the leg out to the side. All right, so right leg to the side. And then try and keep the left leg really grounded, right? So keep lifting out of the left leg. And if you want to, take the left arm out to the left. Very nice. So arms are just in one long line here. If you want to, look over to the left. And remember, this is really easy. 2 breaths. And keep lifting out of the floor. Keep opening. Last breath. All right, cool. Left hand to the hip. Look forward. Take the right leg forward. All right, cool. And then right hand to the hip. Keep the leg out for a moment. Just 1 breath. All right, then inhale. Lift the knee. And then let's bend the left knee. And then we'll come into standing pigeon. Okay, so right ankle across your left thigh. Both hands to the hips. All right, so take the gaze down. And then bend the knee. And let the hips drop back and the chest kind of come forward. And so it's like a single-legged chair, right, with a nice hip stretch on the right side. All right, nice. If you want to, you can take the hands to prayer. If you want, you can take the elbows right in front of the right shin, and then just lengthen your spine. All right, cool. Let's take 2 deep breaths. Really strong left leg, strong core, and enjoying a nice opening in the right hip. Last breath. Okay, cool. Now from here, let's take the hands all the way down to the floor, and then we'll fold. Okay, so go ahead and straighten the left knee just as much as what feels good for you. And let the lower back release. All right, let the whole spine relax. And let's take 2 deep breaths here. Okay, nice job. Nice and slowly. Come all the way up. All right, use your left leg. You're good. We'll take the arms up. And then stand up. Right knee up. Inhale. And as you exhale, right foot down. Hands to prayer. Whew. Okay, let's shake that out for a second. Deep breath. Shake it out. I don't know how y'all did that. Okay, hands back to the hips. I'll do the easier side. Easier. Okay, shift on to the right foot, and then as you inhale, lift up your left knee. Okay, so just a few moments. All right, feel your breath, feel your balance, feel your core. And always remember your roots, right? So try and lift up from the ground. Right? So it starts with a downward force. Okay, left piece fingers, hook the left big toe. Okay, so now really feel yourself standing up tall here. All right? So don't sacrifice that when we try and straighten the left knee. Okay, inhale, up through the chest. And as you exhale, just go ahead and straighten the left leg as far out as what feels reasonable. Pull the left shoulder back. There you go, nice. And the feeling I kind of had with my chest like this is like just no big deal. No big deal, I got it. But if I was like this, it'd be like, oh my God, what am I doing? Okay, nice and tall. Take 1 more breath. Okay, open the left leg out to the side. Staying really rooted in the right leg. Keep on lifting through the chest if you want to. right arm out to the right. Okay, cool. Relax the shoulders, really open the chest. And if you want to, look over the other right hand. Now let's take 2 deep full breaths. Good, last breath. Okay, look straight ahead. Right hand to the hip. Bring the left leg straight out in front. Left hand to the hip. Keep the leg lifted for a breath. Alright, cool. Then bend the knee, lift the knee. Bend the right knee. Cross the left ankle over the thigh. And then we'll sit down into standing pigeon. Alright, cool. So bend the knee, hips down and back. Right, chest comes about halfway down. Go nice. So if you're thinking about, pigeon on the floor, it's bringing your chest towards the crossed shin. That increases the stretch. So same thing here. If you want, hands to prayer. Maybe elbows in front of your shin. Lengthen the spine. 2 deep breaths. Alright, nice. Then carefully, hands down to the floor if that feels okay. Right, unravel the spine, relax the neck. And then just straighten the right knee as much as what feels good for you. Okay, let's take 3 deep breaths. Good, last 2 breaths. Really patient with the breath, exploring the very ends of the breath. Alright, great. Then nice and easily, let's come all the way back up. Bend the right knee. Okay, good. Arms up, left knee up. And exhale, arms down, left foot down, and then shake it out. Nice job. Okay, it's all downhill from here. Okay, let's inhale, take the arms up. And as you exhale, hands through prayer, down to the floor, relax the neck. And inhale, come to a flat back. And as you exhale, fold. Okay, from here, let's spread the feet apart, hips distance, and then turn the toes out, heels in, and let's lower the hips and come into a squat. Okay, so in squat, try and keep the heels grounded. If not, maybe roll up a blanket under your heels. If you want, you can walk the hands forward and just round the back. Or you can bring the hands to prayer and work on lengthening the spine. Also an option, you can straighten your arms and just keep the inside of your knees and your arms connected and just lifting the chest. Alright, cool. So feet grounding, right, and the legs helping to spread the knees, and then the arms helping to lift the chest. Okay, let's take 3 deep full breaths. The tailbone just getting heavy, sinking down towards the earth. And the crown of the head lifting up towards the sky. Everything in between, just feeling a little bit more space. Alright, good. With your next inhale, take the arms all the way up. And as you exhale, hands down to the floor, lift the hips, turn the toes in, forward fold. Now just go ahead and just bend one knee, straighten the other. Get some movement back into the hips. Alright, then from here, let's heel toe the feet together. Now let's come down into a toe balance again. And then from there, we'll set the knees all the way down to the floor. Okay, so I'll sit back on the heels, toes tucked under. If this is too much, then just take some weight off of your feet, right, and place your hands forward. If it feels nice, right, maybe hands to prayer. And if you want a little bit more, you can just start to lean back, just adding more weight to the stretch. Okay, 3 breaths. So close the eyes and just feel the opening in the feet. Good, one more breath. Alright, then let's lean forward and take the hands on the floor out in front, and then untuck the toes, and I'll spread the feet apart wider than the knees. So the feet apart wider than the hips. Alright, and the knees will stay kind of close together. And let's walk back, and then lower the hips right in between the feet. Okay, so come to seated warrior pose. So be careful on the knees. If the hips don't go all the way down, use your arms for support, or you can sit on something. Don't push the knees here. Good, and breathing. And then if it feels good, you can start to lean back. Lean back as much as you want. You can go onto your elbows and forearms. You can lie all the way onto your back if your body's okay with that today. Alright, great. And then just feel the whole front side of your leg releasing from the top of your toes all the way up to the front of your hip flexors. Let's take 2 deep full breaths. Good, one more breath. Alright, if you're leaning back, take your time. Try and come up as evenly as you can. Alright, and then we'll walk forward into tabletop position. Cool, so hands right under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And then from here we'll go into frog pose. So we're just going to walk the knees away from each other. So just walk the knees wider and wider. So maybe use padding underneath your knees so the insides of your knees will come down to the floor. And then try and keep your heels just as wide as your knees. Right, so the inner ankle's on the floor, and the toes are pointing out. Then whenever you're ready, right, come down onto your elbows and forearms. Alright, great. And then keep the elbows and forearms nice and strong. So just pressing into the floor, keeping the core active, and keeping space between the shoulder blades. Alright, great. And then, if it feels like too much, just back off a little bit. We'll hold this for a few breaths, maybe a few breaths longer than the other poses. And again, don't force it. Don't go too far, too fast. A little bit goes a long way. And then just feel where you feel the tension, wherever you feel the stretch. And then as you inhale, just take all of your attention there. Just feel it completely. And then as you exhale, just internally say, relax. Every inhale, just taking your attention there. And then every exhale, just internally saying, relax. Let's try about 3 more breaths. Okay, last breath. Okay, and from here, slowly coming out of it, right, really gently just squeeze your knees and feet into the floor, and then we'll just slide forward onto our bellies. Alright, cool. And then rest your forehead on your hands. Really carefully bring the legs a little bit closer together. Alright, and then go ahead and bend both the knees, and we'll just windshield wiper the legs from side to side. Alright, but nice and easy. That was a long, deep, static hold. If you want to, you can make circles with your feet. And if you're making circles, go the other way. Alright, great. And then from here, let's bend both knees. To bring both heels towards the butt, and then reach back and grab for the outsides of the ankles. Alright, so the hips being really open, really helps this pose. It helps all back bends. Alright, so press the pelvis into the floor, roll the shoulders back, and then at your own pace as you breathe, just start to lift up into bow pulling pose. There you go, cool. So lifting the chest, and then as it feels right, you can just press back through your feet, using your leg strength to open up the chest a little bit more. As maybe lifting the feet a little bit higher. And relax the neck and the shoulders. Alright, cool. 3 deep breaths. And see if you can just enjoy this pose for what it is. 2 more breaths. Good, last breath. Alright, really carefully release. Okay, nice job. Let's come up onto hands and knees. Looking back into tabletop. And we'll do some cat-cows. So inhale, arch the back, drop the belly. Nice and easy. And as you exhale, round the back. Right, just let the breath guide the movement. And then go for a few more rounds. Alright, good. So, not about really going to the max anymore at all, but just loosening up everything, letting everything calm down. I'm going to try one more round. And finish with a cat. Alright, the neutral spine. Let's bring the knees together. Sit onto the heels. And then we'll bring the legs out in front. So sit down on the floor. Alright, legs out in front. Go ahead and shake the legs out. Pat the knees to the floor. And then roll the thighs in and out. Alright, cool. And we'll do a single-legged forward fold. Alright, so sit up nice and tall. So try and bend the knees and flex the feet. And so inhale, lift the chest. And as you exhale, walk the hands forward. And we'll really easily come into the fold. Alright, so try and bend the knees enough so you can easily take hold of the outsides of the feet here. And maybe so your belly and your chest is, kind of laying on your thighs. And then as you inhale, right, lengthen the spine, maybe in the same angle as your thighs. And as you exhale, right, really gently pull yourself into the fold. Right, got nice shoulders down the back. Lengthen and relax the neck. And if you want to, you can walk the hips back. I'll take 3 deep breaths. Maybe starting to feel the breath lengthening. Let's see if you can go to the very, very bottom of the exhale. All right, good. One more full breath. Okay, carefully release. As you inhale, walk the hands back in. Come all the way up to sitting. And then from here, let's lower onto our backs. Alright, once you're there, squeeze the knees into the chest. If it feels good, rock from side to side. Roll out the back. And let the neck relax. Alright, now pause in the center. Now let's take the feet down. We'll do one bridge lift. Alright, so feet down about hips distance, arms alongside the body. And then as you inhale, let's lift the hips. Alright, great. And then once the hips are lifted, just walk the shoulder blades underneath the back a little bit more. If you want, you can interlace the hands. If you want, you can grab the sides of your mat. Right, either way, just using your grip to help lift the chest. And then use your legs and your glutes to lift the hips. Good, relax the neck. Alright, let's take 4 deep breaths. So this will be our inversion today. And so again, it doesn't need to be super intense. Alright, but just breathe with the hips and knees above the heart. Right, gravity making the heart's job a lot easier here. Alright, 2 more breaths. Alright, then carefully release the grip. Take the arms overhead. And then take a nice big breath in. Come onto your tippy toes. And as you exhale, roll the back down nice and slowly. Give a nice massage on the way down. Alright, let's bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees open up. Now take one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. A couple deep breaths. Alright, then with the hands, let's bring the knees back together. Now let's cross the right ankle over the left thigh. We'll do a figure 4 stretch. Alright, so reach through with your hands. We'll grab either the left hamstring or the left shin below the knee. Flex the right ankle and then pull the knee in. Alright, great. Now try and keep the sacrum on the floor. Try and keep the shoulder blades on the floor. Again, neck and face relaxed. Very good. And then just gently holding and breathing. Just trying to keep our body open so that we can, live a little bit more fully in the world. 2 breaths. Try and let the body relax here. Alright, cool. And then carefully release. Left foot down, right foot down. And let's switch sides. Alright, cool. So reach through and grab the right leg wherever it feels reasonable. Left foot flexed. And then pull the knee in and try and have your back really relaxed on the floor. Alright, great. Then just a few breaths. Right, just trying to relax into the pose. Good. Last breath. Alright, Carefully release. Right foot down, left foot down. And let's bring the knees in. And let's open up into Happy Baby. Alright, cool. So spread the feet wide, spread the knees wide. If you can, we'll have the feet facing up towards the ceiling. Alright, cool. And then again, trying to have the whole back flat on the floor. So in this pose, the back is more active. Right, so as you pull the legs down, upper back is working. As you keep the sacrum grounded, the lower back is working. Neck is still relaxed. Let's take a deep breath. Alright, great. Then from here, let's just switch the grip. You'll hook the big toes with the peace fingers. Not doing a lot of big toe hooking today. And then really easily, just straighten the knees and spread the legs. So it might not be much. Alright, try and keep the sacrum pressing down. And just pressing away through the heels. Alright, where it feels reasonable, hold it, take a deep breath. Okay, great. Then same grip, really carefully. Bring the legs together. Do a double leg stretch right in the center. Right, tailbone down, heels up. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, bend the knees, squeeze the knees in. Get arms out like a T. And let's lower the legs to the left side. Take a supine twist. Alright, cool. 3 breaths. Let's really start to let the body totally relax now. Having a more open body, more flexible, strong body, it definitely helps us in the world, go and just be more active. But it doesn't really, help us in maybe trying situations like in a relationship, for example. That's where relaxing comes in handy. So the ability to breathe and then just relax and let go. Alright, let's take the legs through the center. And then all the way over to the right. Alright, last few breaths. And on the inhale, just feeling the body. And on the exhale, just let everything relax. Alright, then nice and easily, everything back to the center. And let's squeeze the knees in once more. And bring the forehead towards the knees. And squeeze into a tight little ball. Take a nice big breath in as you squeeze everything in. And as you exhale, release. Alright, spread out, arms and legs. Alright, take a couple deep breaths. Just letting go on the exhale. Fidget, wiggle. And then once you find a nice place, just surrender into it. Just stop all doing. And we're just, trying to give ourselves the proper conditions to just, spontaneously be present. That's spontaneous meditation. A lot of ways to describe meditation. You can think about it just living without any thought interfering, experiencing everything to the fullest without any fear. Just being here. completely open. Okay, nice and easily. Start to take in some deeper breaths. And then nice and easily start to bring small movements into the body, fingers, toes, jaw, wrists, ankles, elbows, knees, turn the head from side to side. And then if you want to, take the arms overhead. Take a nice long stretch. Hands and arms stretch away. Take a nice breath. And then relax. And then let's bring the feet in and bring the knees in. And then roll over onto the right side. And resting the head on the right arm like a pillow. And just take a moment, just notice how everything feels. And then when you're ready, let's all come back up to a comfortable seat. Okay, just a moment here before you run off. Just take a moment and notice how the body feels. Notice how the breath is. Just acknowledging the effects, acknowledging the changes. It'll make it more likely to come back, make it more likely to stay. Alright, then one more breath. Take an inhale, reach the arms up. And as you exhale, hands to prayer. Softly bowing the head forward. And please take a moment, thank yourself for your practice, for your time, your effort, your attention. Take a moment, thank this body, this amazing body. And I thank each of you too. Hope you have a great rest of your day and a great week ahead of you. Namaste.